All right, guys, we're talking rowing tips. So the first thing is this handle and wrist position. As far as the grip goes, we don't want anything super close. We want a nice, comfortable, a little bit wide position here, kind of at the end of the handles. As for my elbows, what we don't want to see is this T-Rex position where it's super in and then the wrists are higher than the elbows, or this flared out position. We just want a nice, relaxed, kind of to my sides where the handle is below the chest. So that's kind of what we want for the handle wrist position. Second thing is our layback position. We want to think like on a clock, 1 or 11 o'clock. If 12 o'clock is straight up, then when I open up the hips and I lay back, I want to be at 1 or 11 o'clock. So nothing too extreme, but just a little layback just to open up the hips a little bit. When it comes to this return position, what I want to think is that I'm getting the handles away first. So the first thing should be throwing the handles away. And then once the handle gets below my knee, then that tells me I can bend the knees. We tend to see a lot of people who come here and they bend the knees and then the handle returns. And we want to think handle first, just like on a deadlift, right? Once the handle gets below the knees, I then bend the knees. As I come into this return position, it's the opposite of my layback. So if my layback was 1 o'clock, then my return position needs to be 11 o'clock. So now I'm closing the hips a little bit. What we tend to see is people tend to get the heels off the platform and they come way too close, or they don't even really close the hips. They're still leaning back and then they're bending the legs like this. So what we want to think is that I'm closing the hips, right? Handle past the knees. I close the hips. I keep the heels on the platform. As we come to this drive, I want to think legs, then open the hips, and then the arms follow through. A good way to think of this is that the handle and the seat are moving at the same rate. Meaning as I'm extending the legs, the handle's moving with me. We either see people who shoot the butt first, so then the seat is moving and the handle's staying still, or they tend to lean back too early and then just the handle's moving and the seat's staying underneath them. We want both to move at the same rate, and then just like we talked about, once I extend the legs, then I'm going to open up the hips into that 1 or 11 o'clock position, and then the handle's going to follow through. So it's kind of like a legs, hips, arms, and then I return with an arms, a hips, and the legs. But I'm thinking extend the legs, open the hips, good wrist position, and then throw the handle away, get past the knees, bend the legs, get into that good catch position. And that's kind of some rowing tips. Have fun with it.